was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years. Just residences, making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth $100 million. All of a sudden you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37 or 40 versus 20 to 24. Huge difference. So that's the biggest one people are keeping their eye on.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money.
In a shocking revelation that has rocked the sports and financial worlds, Floyd Mayweather's personal accountant has come forward with explosive claims about the boxing legend's financial troubles. According to The Insider, Mayweather is allegedly drowning in a staggering $500 million debt, despite his long-standing reputation for flaunting unimaginable wealth. Known for his extravagant lifestyle, filled with private luxury cars and multi-million-dollar mansions, the money persona Mayweather built over decades now appears to be crumbling. As details emerge, fans and critics alike are left wondering how one of the highest-paid athletes in history could fall into such a massive financial abyss, and whether more secrets about his empire are about to come to light.
Doing there.
Money Mayweather. That's awesome. So you mentioned not to get in their lives. I have to tell this. I remember as a teenager. Yeah, I was going to college. I didn't go all the way through, but the criminal justice teacher told us when you do your taxes, if you're dealing drugs, that you should end up putting your salesperson. I don't know about that firsthand, but I just remember
that's how it's classified.
He specifically said, and he kind of looked at everybody, he's like, for those of you guys, it's a salesperson. And I was like, all right, but no, man, I got asked. So Money Mayweather, what was that like? This is,
absolutely great experience. I had a great time doing his work. Problem is as the manager goes, so does the CPA. So when he changed managers, we ended up getting kicked to the curb.
The accountant, Dave Hall, attributes this potential financial downfall to Mayweather's excessive spending habits and a series of ill-advised investments. Despite earning hundreds of millions from his boxing career and business ventures, his penchant for lavish expenditures ranging from multiple mansions to a fleet of high-end cars rapidly depleted his fortune. Compounding the issue were risky investments made without thorough financial counsel, many of which failed to yield returns, further exacerbating his financial woes.
Okay, so Money Mayweather was jabbed by the IRS here. What happened? Well, he took a large S-corp deduction for legal expense. The merits of that didn't even matter because he missed his appeal deadline of denial. His accountants and lawyers screwed up, so the tax court said, hey, you were too late appealing this. You gotta pay us back all the tax plus penalties plus interest. Moral of the story, pay attention to the deadlines on the IRS letters. Really sad they didn't do it in this case, considering the armies of lawyers and accountants he has. So, pay attention, hit your deadlines on audit, otherwise you're gonna lose the appeal.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. We talking about jets. I'm talking about my jets. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post, and then when I post, they get mad.
Paul revealed Floyd Mayweather, often seen as confident and invincible in the ring, privately battled with personal issues. Behind the fame, wealth, and undefeated record, Mayweather faced emotional struggles that few knew about. His emotional challenges highlight the pressure and isolation that can accompany success at the highest levels. Despite projecting an image of strength, Mayweather dealt with personal demons, showing that even the most celebrated athletes are not immune to emotions.
But something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression, something that he's struggled with mentally. And with that, we saw some of the progress and growth that he went through, some of the struggles that he was facing, and to have a lot of respect for someone that goes out there and pushes it every day and tries to be a better person.
Yeah, I got. Did he have the $20,000 in sides at the restaurant, Wolf of Wall Street? Are they cure cancer?
Steve Morano, a former business associate of Floyd Mayweather, highlights an important point about Floyd Mayweather's financial downfall. Despite earning over $1 billion during his career, Floyd's extravagant lifestyle could be quickly depleting his wealth. Morano explains that when someone earns millions, it's easy to underestimate how fast the money can disappear due to high monthly spending habits, taxes, and other financial responsibilities. He gives an example that even a person earning $3 million a year could run into trouble if they spend $100,000 or more each month, leaving little real savings.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
In Floyd's case, his spending could easily reach several $million per month. Add the burden of taxes and maintaining multiple luxury assets, and even a seemingly endless fortune can shrink rapidly. Morano stresses that although Floyd is famously wealthy, constant high expenses without careful financial management can put even a billionaire at financial risk, especially when unexpected legal or business troubles arise.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got. Private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in the dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. You know, we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jets. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, you know. But you know, when people go on social media, they post, then when I post, they get mad.
In a recent interview, Steve shed light on the boxer's extended stay in Dubai. Morano revealed that Mayweather's presence in the UAE was tied to a significant business venture involving a gold mining investment. This insight offers a different perspective on earlier claims made by Gervonta Davis, who suggested that Mayweather was stuck in Dubai due to unpaid debts. Morano emphasized that Mayweather's activities in Dubai were strategic business moves rather than indications of financial distress.
Floyd in a minute. But, you know, I'm tight with his right-hand man. It's my man, S-Mac. I knew S-Mac for 25 years. I tried to call him and figure out what was good with it. He didn't get back to me yet. And I'm sure even if he did get back, he probably don't want to speak on it. Look, they got him over there. That's obvious. We know you've been there a month or whatever, and they say it's over some money. So Floyd got money, so he just better hope they don't take it legal. They saying that he owes some people money out there for the transaction that didn't go through, and he's supposed to get back that money. But out there it's different. The rules is different. It ain't like here where you got a civil court. So I don't know the rules, I don't know the regulations. So
Morano explains that while Floyd Mayweather isn't officially in jail, his situation in Dubai is still concerning. Reports suggest that Floyd's passport has been confiscated, preventing him from freely leaving the country. Although he is not behind bars, this restriction effectively keeps him stuck there until his financial dispute is resolved. Interestingly, despite the seriousness of the situation, Floyd is reportedly staying in a 6-star luxury hotel, living comfortably by most standards. However, the underlying issue remains significant, because being unable to leave at will indicates a form of detainment.
that out there, they got Floyd Mayweather, like, well, I didn't say kidnapped, but you know, you got your passport taken. you can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so
Okay.
he's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're gonna watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, very, as we all the world knows.
Steve Morano's allegations about Floyd Mayweather's reckless spending habits seem to align with the boxer's recent extravagant purchases. For instance, Mayweather celebrated his 48th birthday by acquiring a 145-carat diamond-encrusted watch worth £1.4 million from Pristine Jewelers in New York's Diamond District. This custom timepiece, designed specifically for him, underscores his penchant for luxury and opulence. Such lavish expenditures have drawn criticism and concern. In a resurfaced clip, Mayweather was seen carrying $1 million in cash while flaunting an $84,500 watch, prompting fans to question the sustainability of his spending habits.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
that happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
Having fun, living life, making power moves every day. As you guys can see my plaque right here for my buildings. Check it out. Truly blessed, hustling hard, making power moves. That's what I do. I always got to treat myself. A little gift. You guys seen this Himalaya, and this is what we do. Dior, another one. Money May, and you guys know the rest.
While showing off his extravagant jewelry, Mayweather Jr. is currently facing a $4 million lawsuit filed by Miami-based jeweler Leonard Sulmanov, owner of Lenzo & Company. The lawsuit, filed in August 2024, alleges that Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, TMT, engaged in fraudulent practices by acquiring high-end luxury watches and diamond jewelry without full payment. The suit also names rapper Tyga for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex watch. According to the complaint, Sulmanov claims that in June 2021, he met with Mayweather at the Fontainebleau Miami Beach, where he sold him several luxury items, including Audemars Piguet, Richard Mille, Patek Philippe, and Rolex watches, as well as diamond rings and necklaces. Sulmanov alleges that he received only $267,000 in 2 down payments, with the remaining balance of nearly $4 million unpaid. He further claims that Mayweather's agent, Jonah Renitz, arranged the meetings and pressured him to hand over his phone to ensure privacy during the transactions. Despite promises to wire the remaining funds, Sulmanov asserts that no further payments were made.
Miami-based jeweler claims retired world championship boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. owes him nearly $4 million for high-end watches and diamond jewelry he purchased back in 2021, according to a new federal lawsuit. It's suing Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, TMT, for violations of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations. Meaning y'all stole my shit. Got it. The suit, which was filed in Miami Herald Court on August 23rd, also names rapper Tyga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex. This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair price.
The lawsuit accuses Mayweather and his associates of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, along with charges of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft. Salmanov is seeking multiple millions in damages, plus interest and attorney's fees. As of now, Mayweather has not publicly responded to the lawsuit. As Mayweather shifts focus toward real estate, his bold claims have sparked skepticism. He recently claimed to have bought 1,000 units across 62 buildings in New York, but property records tell a different story. None of the buildings show a change in ownership, and groups like the NYC Housing Partnership haven't been notified of any sales.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units, consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster, huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal, $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr., not too shabby. V for victory.
In trying to verify Mayweather's property deals, reporters encountered more confusion. A representative from his business ventures claimed the acquisitions were real but refused to go on record. The call also featured a man who introduced himself as James McNair, but his voice didn't match earlier recordings. This unusual communication has only fueled suspicions about the authenticity of Mayweather's real estate portfolio.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple...
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and 100
true.
and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably 62
think
buildings.
About it. If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or knock, if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents. Let them move out and then build a skyscraper.
Right. Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports critics like Shannon Sharpe have been vocal in their criticism of Floyd Mayweather's continued desperation for money and frequent participation in exhibition boxing matches, arguing that these bouts prioritize entertainment over genuine athletic competition.
I'm sure he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view to watch him box.
And so the lure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we are. Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't. No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way. So he doesn't see I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like.
Sharpe contends that Mayweather's exhibitions resemble scripted performances akin to WWE events, suggesting that fans tune in more out of a desire to see Mayweather lose than to witness a legitimate contest. He believes that such matches diminish the integrity of boxing and tarnish Mayweather's legacy, which was built on a foundation of skill, discipline, and an unblemished professional record. Sharpe continued his critique by bringing up Mayweather's exhibition bout with Logan Paul. He said the fight lacked dignity for a boxing legend. According to Sharpe, Mayweather has no shame in taking part in such fights just for money.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah, get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
there.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yep.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall. Our first things first, Brandon Marshall.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you who good with their hands and you might not know. Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what. So what?
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul?
I want him to fight something. We go get our get back. Y'all not finna have bragging rights.
This isn't even a fight.
Nope.
This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you go?
I know you over there. You're like, yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We gotta represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep, lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight.
That's
It
okay,
was
we'll
actually
get
a
it.
battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.
Do you believe Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches are a desperate move to earn some easy money? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.